Do you want to have less to clean, less to tidy, less chaos, and more time for the things that you really enjoy? As a mum to 4 children and a dog, I've quickly discovered that minimalism makes life so much easier. And today I'm sharing 10 tips to get you started. So my name's Lindsay. I live in the UK, and I know as a busy mum, life can get really overwhelming. That's why I've started embracing minimalism. Not the kinds where you live with one plate and a single pair of socks, but just enough to feel like you've got some breathing room. I've got 10 easy tips for you to dip your toes in the water with minimalism. And this is going to be really simple, really basic stuff, okay? And it is ideal for parents like yourself and like me. So let's get stuck straight in. First up, I want you to start small. So start with a shelf or a drawer or one cupboard and tackle one area of your home at a time. You don't have to overwhelm yourself all in one go. Honestly, you don't want to wear yourself out, but by taking 5 to 10 minutes to declutter very small areas of your home will make a massive difference over time. And this is how I've decluttered my home. I haven't done this all in 1 month or one day. It's taken me 2 years to declutter the home to where I have it right now, and honestly I'm in a really good place at the moment with my minimal home, and I am still decluttering, so that's why I'm making these videos, to motivate myself and also to motivate you. But this is my favorite saying, and that is baby steps. Just take little steps to get to the place where you want to. You don't need hours and hours to declutter your whole home all in one go. This next tip is the 1 year rule. I love this tip, and this is something that I use quite a lot with decluttering. So if you haven't used something for a year, are you actually going to use it at all? For instance, if you have a look at your wardrobe, have you got a jumper in that wardrobe that you haven't worn this winter? And if you haven't worn it and you just think it is not your favourite and you don't feel great in it, then just let it go, because chances are you're not going to wear it again next winter as well. And honestly, I've got rid of so many clothes through doing seasonal declutters like this. Tip number 3 is to declutter toys together. And to be honest, this doesn't happen in my home because I have tried this with my kids and they just want to keep everything and everything's their favourite and everything they play with. But you know as a parent what your child's favourite toys are and what they actually play with and what you can let go of. If you've got a child that's willing to donate their stuff, ask them to pick out 5 things that they can give away and make a game of it. Put some music on or put some TV on in the background, or just play a game of, can you find 5 things that are red or 5 things that are yellow, that type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, make a fun game of it. And also what I saw was a really good tip was putting it into a gift bag. So I'm calling it gifting, not donating, because then it is more of an incentive then to get your kids to give their stuff away, because they know that it's going to someone and it's like a little present for them. A good little incentive is to tell your children that if you get rid of that toy, you can sell it and then they can have the money towards like a day trip. For instance, going to their favourite restaurant, or buying them a nice item of clothing, or taking them out on a day trip somewhere to the cinema, something like that. And this is something that has worked in the past with my kids, is I'll tell them I'm actually selling that thing because I want to make money for it, because I want to put it towards a holiday, and this has really helped them to let that toy go. My next tip is to focus on what you use daily. For instance, your favourite mug. Look at the things that you use every day, like your favourite mug or one frying pan that you always reach for, and then have a look at the rest of your things. You probably don't need it cluttering up your cupboards, so just let go of these things that you're not using. This next tip is something that I had to force myself to stop, and I had to be really forceful and give myself a really good pep talk on this, and that is to stop buying things just in case. So for instance, I'll give you an example of what I was doing. Is I was buying things on special offer and I was thinking, oh, I'll have that just in case I use it in the future. And to be honest, most of these things I just didn't use. I've got a waterproof phone case in my attic that I bought during lockdown in 2020, and I haven't even used it. So it just goes to show, don't buy things just in case you're going to use them in the future. Just buy the things that you know you're going to use and you know that you need. This also goes for keeping the things in your house that you have already, just in case you're going to use them in the future. I was holding on to old sheets and old clothing just in case I needed them for painting my home. And don't get me wrong, I do have one dress and one pair of leggings that I use for dyeing my hair, but all the rest of the things I let go of because I just think, what is the point in having loads of things just in case? Like, I'm not even using them. So if you haven't used these things for 6 to 12 months, don't keep them just in case you need them. If you need these things in the future and it's going to cost you less than £20 to replace these things, then you can always just quickly go out and buy them again. But chances are you're not even going to do that. This is something that I've just started this new year, and that is to keep a declutter basket. So what I mean by this is to keep a basket or a bag somewhere handy, like by the stairs or in your hallway, in a cupboard. And whenever you find something you don't need anymore, pop it in the basket. Then once it's full, take it to the charity shop or recycle it. It is just a really good visual reminder that you can go around your home and get rid of things. I started doing this in the new year, like I said, and this basket has been filled up 3 times since then. So because I kept it in my hallway, whenever I wanted to declutter something, I would just chuck it into this basket, and because I knew I had somewhere to put it out of the way, it was giving me more of an incentive and more motivation to get decluttering those things in the first place. The next thing you can do is to limit multiples in your home. And what type of accent is that? What I mean by this is, if you've got numerous water bottles like I did in my cupboard, and you're maybe only using 3 or 4 of those water bottles, do you need 10 water bottles in your cupboard? Let's be fair, I don't think we're going to have enough time to actually use all these things anyway. I know they cost money. I know sometimes it is easy to hold on to multiple things because we know they've cost us money, but honestly, I can easily say that through all the things that have cost me money in this house, I've felt so much better getting rid of them. And I recently went through my water bottles cupboard and got rid of quite a few water bottles that I just wasn't using, but I was only keeping them because, like I said, I spent money on them. We only have a handful of water bottles that we use and we love anyway, so there was no point in keeping these spare items for just in case, because they weren't even getting used. And not only does it take up more space, but it also, like I said earlier, gives us more choice to make, because there's just so many things in that cupboard or in that drawer or in that wardrobe, that type of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I also did this with my jersey dresses. So I had 4 or 5, maybe more than that, jersey dresses, and I decided that I was only going to keep 1 or 2, so I got rid of loads of jersey dresses. I also got rid of my little girls' cups quite recently because they had so much in the drawer that I was finding it really hard to make space in that drawer, and honestly, they didn't need all those cups in that drawer. There's only 2 little girls in this house, so yeah, I just got rid of quite a few of those. I've also got to get rid of cups, plates, all sorts in this house. So just have a little look through. If you've got multiple items, maybe think about downsizing. Next up, and I love this one, is to rotate kids' clothes. Kids grow so fast, don't they? I know that for a fact because my eldest is 20. So go through their clothes every season and pass on anything they've outgrown. It keeps their drawers tidy and makes it easier to find what they can wear. And honestly, it'll give you less choice and give them less choice as well, and you'll do much less washing. This next one is a great one, and that is to declutter paperwork regularly. I can never say that word properly. What I personally do is when a letter or a parcel comes to the house, I'll open the box or I'll open the letter, and then I'll get rid of the envelope or the box. I'll put that in recycling, and then I'll decide what I need to do with that letter. So either it will go into filing, it'll go into my important pile of lists of things to do, or I'll put it in my shredding pile, so I'll just get rid of it. And because I do this as soon as the paperwork comes into the house, I've not got a build-up of paperwork. I'm not having loads of paper and stuff all over my kitchen counters, which is a massive pet hate of mine. I also do this with school letters. So if I get a letter, I'll sign it and then send it back straight away. I'll put it in my little girl's school bag ready for the next day. The reason why I've always done this is if I pop it on the sides of my counter somewhere, I'll just forget about it. So if I sign it there and then and send it back straight away, I've not only got less paperwork on my counters, but I've also got less things to remember to do. This also goes for children's artwork. My little girls are like proper little artists, so am I, but I am quite ruthless with getting rid of artwork. If there's anything that's extra special, I will put it in a frame and put it up on the wall, but we haven't got that many photo frames or frames on our walls as it is. So what I like to do is I'll take a picture of that artwork and then I'll keep it on my phone. And once I've got a good library of artwork on my phone, I'll make a little scrapbook or I'll make a little photo book, because then you can make those pictures smaller than they were originally. If I would have kept all my girls' artwork, it probably would have been like 10 meters wide because they make so many. And my last tip for you, and this is a massive one for me, is to create a calm zone in your house. So this could be anywhere, like it could be your bedroom, it could be your living room, it might be your kitchen table, it could be a chair in the corner of your room with a little bookshelf next to it. But just create a nice calm area where you can go and relax and have some headspace and just take some time to chill, because honestly, we all need this. As busy as life gets, we just all need at least 5 to 10 minutes a day just to chill out and take that time to breathe and relax and think about our day, or not think at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, this has made a massive difference to me, and I've got quite a few calm zones in my house now. My favourite being the living room, because this is the part of the house that I started to make relaxing, because I really needed a calm space, because at the time I was really stressed and I needed a nice quiet place to come where there was hardly anything and I didn't have to move things to sit down first. So just create a nice calm area of your home, and I think it will make a massive difference. So there you go. These are 10 simple steps to ease you into minimalism as a mum. It's honestly not about being perfect or getting rid of everything. Like, at the end of the day, like I said earlier, it is baby steps. It's also not about living with nothing or hardly anything. I'm not a extreme minimalist, but honestly, by having less things, I can't believe how much this has changed my life. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments box below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, give this video a like. I'm a brand new channel and I'm trying to build up my watch hours. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.